who has the copper cutter? Ah, yes. This cuts it much better.
So for people who don't know how to use copper tubing or install copper tubing, cut copper tubing,
it's not that hard. It's I mean, the hardest part is just making sure you cut it right, because you can't really do small adjustments. Normally you use something like this, right? Maybe it's not a ratchet, but you use something and you cut it right. With copper, you can't really do that because copper crushes, and also these blades aren't rated to cut copper. So you put the tube in here and you tighten it, and then it tightens, and then you go around and you mark, and then you just keep tightening and you keep going around, and slowly it'll split the metal. Usually you do plastic tubing first so you can mark out everything, because plastic tubing doesn't cost nearly as much as copper, because if you mess up copper, then that's like a whole tube that you can't use.
It's costing the environment, sir.
What are you doing?
Fans are wrong.
I know, they're not all screwed in, they're just there for placement, so that I don't have to unscrew 4 screws. This guy, it's almost as if he doesn't know how to build a computer.
next episode, Earnest teaches Morris how to build a computer.
So I mean, just that part of getting the
You
parts.
know what I just realized? The cable's coming out straight.
Yeah, just loop it.
So there's a 6-pin, and then there's a 24-pin. It covers the entire thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
We might as well just not have exotic cables at that point. Nothing shows. I think that looks ugly.
Or do it your way.
What's wrong with that?
Watch magic happen, sir.
No, you have tablet wires right there. Closest. Why don't you go to the closest one?
Well, I'm just seeing my option.
What? Like abstract art, sir?
Well, we still need to get a new cable anyway.
We only have
Plug
2
it in
phones here.
first.
We don't even stop. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Boom. That's better than what it was before. I'd rather have that than the
A
other
little
one.
bit sticking out is fine.
Yeah.
Better.
All right, Jeffer, you're up. Get us a new 24-pin.
Do me.
What the heck? Well,
So I
Get you
need
new
that and a 6-pin. If not, then just like a GPU.
the 6-pin GPU?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you go. All right, sweet. Thank you.
Oh, you do have, you did get a 6-pin.
2 different shades.
Huh?
Borrow your screwdriver.
Which one?
The electric one.
别问你的 drill。
Does he know how to use it?
当然知道怎么用，就这样子转，然后另外一边转，然后哇就好了。It's not.
Try again. One more time.
Might be better if you're filming down and I can.
No, I think we got it.
Okay, we want to go look at it and see if we got it for real before we move on and have to undo.
No, that's fine.
Oh,
Making good progress.
Yeah, the video is good. I think the build is good. Everything went smoothly. So, is that your question?
pow! No, move, beep beep. Point out the errors, wait on.
What?
Just a placeholder.
Wait a minute, that's my lens.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Move. I don't trust you.
Is that good? Look at
No.
that. Look at that hump.
Final thoughts on the build?
It's really pretty and really heavy. Power supply is cool, but can't really see the LED screen because of our power supply shroud, but that's fine.
Your opinions?
I think it's good. I mean, the overall, nothing really to dislike. Everything came out really well. I mean, one thing I would change is the liquid. Maybe go with something else.
You don't like the blue?
Not the clear liquid, maybe like a matte liquid or something.
Oh, something with sparkles?
Like something more opaque.
Like the milk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's it, right? Huh?
Yeah, we'll get it testing.
Trash. Trash. I mean, your video is gonna be trash.
Whole
What? What's up, guys? So here we have another project that we're doing with Linus Tech Tips. Not sure how much I'm able to share about this project, but as you can see, it is housed in our very own Velux chassis, built with our very own Hydrolux cooling system as well. Thermally, this system should perform very well with our CPU and GPU being liquid cooled. Overall, David did a fantastic job with this build. I personally would have picked a different color combination, but let me know what you guys would have done if you had the opportunity to rebuild this computer.
I'm Cedric Vasquez, I'm the QA lead, and I'm going to be QAing a normal system. I already took the pictures, I'm going to pull them up from my files, but what we do is we go through and make sure that assembly has installed everything right, the correct parts, and then we make sure there's nothing damaged, and then we go through testing, making sure everything's installed correctly.
So what's the first step you typically do when you get a system?
So we go through BIOS, we'll check all the components, make sure they're correct, check it off, and then take screenshots. We make sure that as much as we can, everything's on there from the paper to the box to the system to keep track of where everything's at. So our first steps are picking the BIOS photos. We grab everything, make sure the system's running right. If you have overclocking, we have all the overclocking pictures. And then the boot manager. From there, we make sure that we have all the pictures on all sides of the computer, all the accessories, and then we make sure the lights work. This is all the components kind of on the computer. So we have type of Windows, your CPU, your RAM, motherboard, graphics card, your storage, and then your Windows activation. So we make sure we go through everything and it's working properly. From there, we upload all our photos to our backend. Once we know everything's been installed right, we go over the system, make sure everything's working, nothing's broken, nothing's scratched, anything like that. We just kind of make sure it does look good and that we are able to pass them. But after that, we stage the system, turn it off, we pack the system. This one specifically gets 2 pieces of foam since it's such a big case. But we want to make sure that all the components are being held properly and not being pushed or anything, so that when if the system's thrown around during shipping, nothing breaks. Unless it's a water-cooled system, like this one over here, then we have the assemblers come personally and foam them. Only because it takes time for them to foam it since they're cutting each piece individually. So now that we're done foaming it and it's ready, we take it over to shipping. Now the shipping guys are going to take care of it, make sure it gets out safe.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. That's our process.
Don't even, man. Just stop. Just stop.
Can I get a respirator?
Sir, not that big a deal.
Explain what happened.
Some fumbling happened. Right? I didn't have my coffee this morning, and I decided to hold on to the string and then cut the string at the same time.
The whole bag is just...
The bag was... I slipped the zip tie into the hole, and then I zip tied it onto the rack. That's how it was held up. And I was like, all right, I need to go get rid of it because it's been sitting for 3 days. It's gonna start smelling. So I go and I grab it, and then I was like, all right, I have to hold it and cut it so that it doesn't drop. But for some reason, when I went up to it, I grabbed and held onto the zip tie on one side. Then I got the snippers and I cut the zip tie on the other side. And the second I clipped it, I said, oh. And in slow-mo, I watched the bag just slam to the floor. And I'm like, no. That's what happens when your Monday turns into Tuesday.
I'm in a cooler situation right now. While we have an excellent assortment of cooling devices that we could use for our Threadrippers systems, we're just missing the air cooler. And so we've been testing different air coolers. None of them have made us happy just yet. And so we just got this Dark Rock Pro and we're gonna test it in the house today. I got a 3099DX on the way. I'm so excited for this. We might have a solid air cooler for our workstation customers, so I'm pretty hyped. Let's take a look at it. It's a nice box. I just hope it fits. That's the one thing I'm scared of. It's like everything fits, but you can't put the panel back on. I got a cooler.
It works.
It works.
We just tested it.
That's so tight.
We just tested it.
That's so tight. It must be really
It
tight.
has more space than the, remember that Intel build with the Noctua cooler?
Tested with the tempered glass panel, right? I would guess like
At least a mil.
I have everything here
Yeah.
except for a power supply. Gabe, make Gabe build it.
first priority.
Make Gabe build it.
First priority. Are you giving priority? You want to do an R&D build for me? Okay, it's not a customer order, but it's a Threadripper build. We're testing this air cooler out.
What is that one?
Slate X. Slate X.
It's gonna fit.
Hey,
Yeah.
is this gonna fit?
It'll fit.
No, the Zenith 2 Extreme Alpha.
Air cooler, dude. It doesn't fit because the AIO is the air cooler.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, 3990.
When it's late.
Get out.
Oh, it'll be
We'll be fine.
Please do not lose the CPU and do not lose that sticker.
Lose that CPU.
Thank you. Because that's the serial number for that CPU.
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
In the Slate X chassis. Okay? Thank you, Gib. I'm gonna check in on this probably tomorrow morning. Okay. Thank you.
Is that the Slate X with the glass or?
No, they're all Slate X's. It's just we happen to have some with glass.
But the one with the closed panel, not the glass panel.
Oh, you want the close? Yeah. Do we have any?
If we don't have it, if we don't have any, go with the
I
glass.
have one right there.
Oh, thank you. All right, cool.
We'll check back in tomorrow.
Well, you're gonna be on vacation in 2 days.
Oh, I'm not even gonna be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna be here
I
tomorrow.
mean, you could just slack us.
I will
but-
see you guys. I will see
2 weeks.
you guys tomorrow, aka next week.
I mean, if you decide to come back.
So what are you gonna do?
This would be a swish. Watch.
Nope. The walk of shame.